Hello all, welcome back. Games, do we try to get our money's worth out of them? And what I mean by that is, do we complete them? But do we complete just the story? Or do we go for absolutely every bit of hidden treasure? I'm going to show you the games that I have actually completed for January. Well, one of them only just, but I'm including it. Let's take a look. Right, games I've completed for January. I've got 4 in total. One of them, in all fairness, I've been playing for a very long time, and I've gone back to it off and on as and when I've wanted to, but I'm so glad to get it completed because it is a beautiful game. So, they're all modern. They are all modern generation games. PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. So if you were expecting anything from the Master System or the Nintendo Entertainment System, unlucky. We're going to kickstart off, though, with the PlayStation 4 and the Blair Witch. It's a very short game. A very short game. And when I think back at it now, why would I... how long could you actually string this game on for? Why did I think it would be a long game? Is it good? Yes, it's good. Is it worth a playthrough? Absolutely. Absolutely. Am I glad I didn't pay a full recommended retail price? You better believe it. Because it's that short. That's the only issue I've got with this game. It's too short. What you getting there? Just the disc. Surprised it comes with that. Let's give a closer look at the case. Sorry about the glare. Right, we'll get some footage running and I'll tell you about the game. And I don't want to spoil it too much, there's a child that's gone missing and you decide to go out in the woods with your dog and try and help find that child. And it just leads from there. You come across stuff where, and shall I say Blair Witch, you know what it's like, the wooden dolls and that sort of thing that you come across. You start finding parts of clothing and the story just progresses, but it gets really weird really quickly. I really did enjoy this game, especially the ending. The ending, if you enjoy, remember PT? Everybody remember that? We used to walk down the corridor. The ending of this really does remind me of PT, and it's got so many jump scares, the ending. It's untrue. We played the first part of it because we actually completed this, I think it was over 2 nights. The first half we played with the lights off. There was a few jump scares. I did scream. The wife laughed. But for the second part, I'm so glad I left the lights on because, to be fair, there was lots of jump scares to the point where, oh my God, the hair on my arms would stand up something rotten. It is most definitely worth your money. Buy it second hand because it's not worth recommended retail price. It's just not. And that's not to say that it's a terrible game, because it isn't. I actually think it's a good game, and if you're into this sort of genre, you will really enjoy this. But the replayability, it's 0. It's got none. Once you complete this, you will not go back to give this another go. There's just no need. There was a bit in it that I suddenly realised, oh, I've got the code for that. I couldn't get back there. So I could play it again just for that one bit, but I'm not going to. It's not worth it. But it is definitely worth a playthrough. So think about it. Give that one a go. Now, this next game, it was a day one purchase for me. I have raved about it several times. And it still beggars belief that it did not get Game of the Year, and I hand on heart, I truly think it should have. Ghost of Tsushima. I've completed this. I've not just completed it. This is 100% done. Unless I go online, I can't, and play with friends. I can't do anymore now. It's all done. I could, if I wanted to, start doing it again at a harder level, I think, but it's not for me. I've sunk so many hours into this beautiful game. This was worth full recommended retail price. It was worth. It's such a beautiful game. The fighting in it is sublime. The way that you can change your stances, because you don't just attack people with the same attack moves time and time again, because different attackers, if he's armed with a sword and a shield, you have to attack him slightly different. Otherwise, you're not going to break down his attack. Special abilities in this, special attack moves are breathtaking. It's so artsy. It's untrue. I mean, just galloping through the entire area would not get boring. It is so beautiful. The way the entire game is put together is sublime. This is most definitely worth your time, energy, and your money. Now, to tell you what happens in the story, and again, we'll get some footage rolling. Basically, the Mongols have attacked they've invaded your island, and their whole plan is to basically, you lot are now, you're their slaves. You will do what you're told, or you're just killed. You'll be massacred. It's as simple as that. But what it's leading to is a major invasion on the mainland. That's what it's leading to. What you have to do is, obviously, you're the ghost. You are the ghost of Tsushima. And you're torn. Because you start off playing the game, shall I say, very noble, as a samurai. But then as you learn the different features of the game, because you don't have to play it, and you there, come and face me, and, you're all there, all proud. You don't have to play it like that. You can play it very sneaky. You can do stealth kills. You can poison people. You can have them turn against each other. The problem with that is, and when you get further into the game, you realise that that's not the samurai way. It's all about honour. But it's like, at the same time, sod the honour. The Mongols don't care about your honour. And if anything, they're using the fact that you will fight, or you should be fighting honourably, against you. So you've twisted yourself. It's got an incredible story. It's got some fantastic side missions as well. And you know what? It's been an absolute pleasure playing this. Sucker Punch did one hell of a job. I hope we get a second. I don't think we will, because I don't know how they're going to improve on this. And in all fairness, it doesn't really need a second game, now I think about it, because this was just perfection. It came second. It didn't win Game of the Year. That went to The Last of Us Part 2. And in some degree, you can understand why, but really, this was a proper full open world game. Last of Us Part 2 isn't. And that is a game I truly love as well. But this was just almost perfection. Right, moving on to the PS5. 2 games here that I've completed. One of them I've not even shown all the footage yet, but it is completed. I have done it. And that's Outriders. What a brilliant shooter this is. What a brilliant. Again, and I didn't show you Ghost of Tsushima, did I? Oh, look at that. You think for a second you got a manual, but you haven't. What is that? Anyway, it's just some online register card. Day One Edition. I didn't buy it day one because I knew there was issues with this game, and I've had throughout the entire. Because let's be fair, I've had 2 hiccups with this. One where it seemed to pause. The other one where the visuals just sort of went all messed up. Excuse me. But apart from that, I think this is a brilliant shooter. It is really designed to be played with 2 other friends. I've played it single player all the way through. And I might go back to this one to play the other characters, because if they're anything like the one I used, I think I was using the Trickster, I think that's what it's called. It's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The fighting never stops. You can raise and lower your tier, so to make it more and more difficult. And don't get me wrong, it was that difficult in a few places. I have had to lower it. I think if I'd been playing alongside 2 friends, I wouldn't have had to. If anything, would have upped it, because it would have potentially been too easy a game. But it's got a good enough story that keeps you hooked. And just to tell you about that, basically you've left Earth because Earth you've killed it. It's a dying planet. It's destroyed. So you've left Earth and you've come and arrived to what is another Earth. Now, you don't get released from your status pod straight away, from what I can remember. And when you do, there's something going on with the planet, and it alters your DNA. So you've now got these specialised powers. You are an Outrider. And then basically it all takes off from there. You're discovering what has happened in the past, and you're trying to make it right for the future. And the story just goes on and on. It has got a load of side missions. I've not done all of them, but I have completed the main storyline, which was my main objective anyway. I mean, some of these games, it's a bit like Destiny in some regards. You remember Destiny and Destiny 2? You can replay those levels time and time again. So if I want to go back to it, I can easily go back to it, because it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Pulling off sometimes some special moves, ducking and diving from those bullets. It was brilliant. Even when I was playing it, would be sitting back and going, oh my word, this actually looks incredible. It's got fantastic graphics. It's a pretty good story. But apart from that, was it worth buying this day one? No. What a shame. Square Enix, you've done a great job with this, but it was a broken game when launched. It's not broken now. Like I say, I've had 2 hiccups with it. Apart from that, it plays very, very well. So it's most certainly now worth your time picking it up. But just like me, pick it up secondhand and enjoy it. I think it's a brilliant game. Right, last one. I waited a long time to pick this up, and I don't try to hide behind the fact that, again, this is a short game. The DLC, well, that's what it was, sorry. It should have been DLC for the original game that came out on the PlayStation 4. I'm very glad I purchased it, but I'm also very glad I did not pay full recommended retail price. The game wasn't broken in any way, shape or form, but again, it's a game that is just too short. I don't understand why game developers and that expect us to pay the same price for all games. Let me go back to these. These were practically the same price. This, I completed it in 2 nights. There's less than 8 hours gameplay there. This, 70 to 100 hours, yet they both cost almost the same. Is it me? Anyway, Spiderman Miles Morales. It's a brilliant game. It's an absolutely breathtakingly beautiful game. It really is. But it's just too bloody short. It's way too short. Insomniac, you did an absolute incredible job with this game. Reversible covers. Is that still a thing? Let's show you the back there. It is a beautiful game. Fantastic. There's nothing bad to be said about this game apart from it's too bloody short. And that's the only issue with this game. There's no other issue with it. It's fantastic. The way you swing through the city, yet again, it's never boring. It's never boring one little bit. All of a sudden you come across a crime, you go down, you take them out. It's as simple as that. It's just fantastic. It's got some good problem solving to be done in it. It caught me out a couple of times. One of them, I ended up having to look it up because I'm like, I'm live. What the hell am I going to do here? I can't sit here for the next 20, 30 minutes while I figure this one out. The last one, which was the last gameplay footage I showed, I worked it out, so I got it sorted. But just to try and give you guys the gist of this one, and basically, I suppose, has it really got a proper story? It has and it hasn't. Basically, what's happened is you're in charge of New York because Peter, Spiderman, he's actually going on holiday for 2 weeks. He's left you in charge, left you with the keys. And basically what happens is you're trying to run's not the word. You're trying to protect the city, and you come across certain crimes being made. And through following up on them, you suddenly discover that your friend's involved, that your uncle's involved. And right at the very beginning, a particular person that's, I suppose, trying to re-energise the city with new sort of power stations and that, you can tell he's evil straight away. He ends up getting Rhino to work with him. And man, he just looks, when he starts coming at you, you take notice. And that was brilliant. I've got the battle in my head now where you're riding on the back of him like a horse, trying to veer him in and out the way of obstacles and people, whilst at the same time take him out. Now, the difference between you and Peter's obviously Spider-Man, and he's got all those usual powers that came with his ability. You're different. You've got this electricity ability as well that you can also use, and you do use very, very well. But it is such a brilliant game. I'm absolutely happy that I have played it, more happy that I've completed it in time for the new release. And I can't remember if that comes this year or not, but if you've not played these, all of them, most certainly worth your money, most certainly worth your time and dedication, because they are brilliant games. Right, I'm going to end that one there. Always interested in your comments. Let me know below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Catch you lot all again. Take care. Woohoo!